Hello and welcome to my third daily challenge. Actually a redo of it. So it's going to be extra challenging because I actually did pretty well in the daily challenge. And then I accidentally deleted the file. So it's going to be a challenge getting the same type of score so that I can cover the same amount. But it's probably not going to happen. It's worth a shot though. So let's see if I can find it. There it is. 58 grand. So I'm going to try and get a score like that. I figured since this channel is going to be about video gaming and board gaming, I thought I would at least go over one subject I missed in the last video, and that's getting into the board gaming community and being able to find and buy board games. So obviously you can buy board games online. Most companies will have the same kind of deal where if you spend about $100 you'll get free shipping on your order, and usually board game shipping is pretty pricey. There'll be a site that I'll be linking that gives you a comparison of prices on different sites. So if you know which board game you're looking for, you can type in the name and it'll give you comparison of prices. But the question you're probably wondering now is, how do I know what board game I want? And that, of course, you could go to the board gaming subreddit that I mentioned before, and I'll be linking damn traps. I'll be linking the subreddits what should I get posts and how they work, and what should I get posts obviously are posts where you ask what type of game would work for you and your group. Oh, sorry about that, damsel. I didn't even see you there. So it shows you what type of format you should use, because you need to keep in mind how big your group's going to be and all sorts of different factors. But it also has common suggestions that have already been made. For instance, you might be looking for a two-player game because you have a spouse or you have a roommate that you'd regularly be able to play with. So that's one of the things that's in there. And you can check on that. Another good way to find out what game you would like is by either finding it by a review, just a random YouTube video I guess, or you can go to a game night and you'll find these game nights. Oh, that's a trap there. You'll find game nights in your town possibly. There's game nights all sorts of places like bars and sometimes restaurants, and sometimes people just meet up at their house, and you can either find that I personally found some from the board gaming subreddit. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Well, so much for that. That's one heart I'm not getting. I found a thread in the board gaming subreddit. I wish I could link it, but last time I looked for it I couldn't find it. But maybe you'll have luck finding it if you look for it. It was a thread that was basically saying, why don't we all meet in real life? List what town you're in, and if someone else is in that town, then they post on that comment and they say, oh, I'm also in that town, and then you try and get together and form a group. And my town actually ended up making a spreadsheet of all the people and their numbers and what games they had and that sort of thing. And I ended up meeting a really awesome group, and we played regularly, 5-person group, and it's a lot of fun. I learned a lot of games, and I had a really good group for a while to play with. So, you know, sometimes you just go to some random stranger's house and play some fun board games and make new friends. And that's one way you can find board games that you might want to buy for yourself and play them with your family or your friends or your classmates in college. You know, sometimes we college kids like to hang out and play board games on one of the tables at the college. I guess it just depends on where you are. I'm really focused on getting a decent score again. But other than buying online, maybe I should buy... No, I'm not spending money. Other than buying online, if you wanted to buy in your own town and support a local store, there are what they call brick and mortar stores. They're just local stores that sell board games. Usually it's a hobby shop. So if you were like me and you used to play a trading game, then you probably know a store that sold that trading card game. And they probably sell board games as well. You probably just never noticed it. That was true for me. They didn't have that wide of a selection, but I found out that the nearby city actually had a lot of selection. There were a few board game stores that had a wide selection, and usually those are the best places to get the more modern board games. They're more willing to purchase games that a lot of retailers like Walmart would be worried that no one would buy. For instance, a game about farming or something like that. A game about German politics, you know, something like that. They don't think that it would sell very well. But a board game store would buy such a thing, and that might be the kind of thing that you're looking for. So if you end up finding a hobby store, chances are they might have board games, and you can always call them and ask. And the other thing that they might be doing is they might be hosting events. And you can just have a bunch of people coming over for the event and playing various board games. You might find a new game that way, just walking up to a group and joining in their next game. And those are usually a lot of fun. I lucked out in the last city I was living in, and there was a board game event every night of the week, basically. If I ever wanted to go have an event, I could just go do it. And they had one that was in a brewery. You know, there was one that was in a little cafe. There were a few that were in board game stores. My group had a regular one every Sunday. So, you know, ample time to get into board gaming and learn new games. And maybe you'll find the same kind of thing. One of the things that I'll be linking is meetup.com. You might have heard of. You can search for board game events, and I was signed up for 3 or 4 of them. In fact, I actually found out that there was an event in town that I hadn't heard of, and that was because of meetup.com, so sometimes you can find them that way. So I'll be linking a board game search link for meetup.com. So hopefully that'll work. I'm no expert on that stuff, but it looks like it's set up to search within 50 miles of your current location. I hate those snakes. One of the main problems with trying to find board games outside of the internet is they generally get classified as toys, because we often think of the family games, you know, and things like Operation, Mousetrap, that kind of thing. So, you know, toys come to mind. Oh, I hate these levels. I'm avoiding that like the plague. That wasn't exactly what I was going for. Okay. So, if you go to, say, Walmart, you'll probably notice if you go to the toy section, you'll find some board games, and they actually do have a few decent board games sometimes there. It probably depends on your Walmart. And then you'll also see the typical ones that you always see, like Monopoly. I'm getting out of here. Oh wait, I didn't get sticky bombs yet, did I? I should have gone after that spider. Great, now I'm in the jungle. Oh well. I don't need sticky bombs, right? They're not a necessity. What did that snail do? It just killed itself, I think. Oh, we're getting close to a secret. I found a secret door in my first recording of this. I'm actually gonna get pretty close to my score. So I don't think I'm gonna go down there because those guys are just a pain in the butt. Actually, you know what? I don't have sticky bombs. Oops. Well, I was gonna drop it next to the tiki. That was the plan. Now my plan is to fall and die. That's a good plan. So yeah, that's a general idea of how to find a board game and how to find and join in on the board gaming community. And hopefully you'll find something fun that you can play with your family or your friends. And hopefully that was helpful for you. Have a good rest of your day. Let's see how I ended up. 4:35. Oh, did the day just start? Well, I'm gonna feel good about that number for now, and I'll just ignore the fact that the day just started.